Hey there, everyone. Today, I've got something intense and absolutely chilling for you. We're diving into The Witch, Revenge, a dark fantasy horror that mixes drama, vengeance, and supernatural power against the haunting backdrop of the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine. This is no ordinary story. It's one that walks us through a witch's journey of sorrow and vengeance. So, grab a seat, maybe dim the lights, and let's journey together through this unforgettable tale of revenge and raw power. Our story starts with a sense of peace. We meet Olena, a young woman from Konotop, living a quiet, love-filled life with her fiancé, Andrei, and their dog, Ozzy. Everything is serene, with Olena and Andrei playfully discussing their future together as she plans her morning. It's the type of morning filled with sweet exchanges and plans for the day ahead. Andrei is a soldier but is temporarily back home, and it's clear they're savoring every second of it. In these moments, you can feel their love and happiness radiating, like a protective shield around them. Then, the first shadow falls. Olena gets a call from her aunt, Yavdoka. Now, Yavdoka isn't just any old aunt, she's a powerful, wise witch herself, deeply in tune with the supernatural forces around them. Her voice is urgent, a warning. She tells Olena of a troubling dream, death approaching their home. Olena brushes it off as a bad dream, saying, "I've heard this before." But Yavdoka isn't so sure and tells her to protect Andrei, her voice laced with worry. The tension is subtle but unmistakable, as if fate is whispering just outside their door. Meanwhile, news of the Russian invasion spreads. Tensions rise quickly, and as Russian forces move in, we're hit with the first real shock of the story. Andrei, knowing he must protect his country, decides to leave for the front lines. He promises Olena that he'll return, but she can see the fear in his eyes. Their goodbye is heartbreaking, filled with words unsaid and emotions that cut deep. And then, the worst happens. On their way to find safety, Andrei and Olena are stopped at a checkpoint, surrounded by Russian soldiers. The soldiers are crass, mocking Andrei and Olena, clearly seeing themselves as invincible. When Andrei tries to shield Olena, tensions escalate and he's shot, collapsing in her arms. She desperately tries to stop the bleeding, begging him to stay with her, but his last words fade as he dies. The soldiers laugh, indifferent to her pain. In that moment, you can feel Olena's entire world shatter. Heartbroken and filled with rage, Olena returns to her village and to Yavdoka. She has only one thing on her mind: revenge. She looks to her aunt, who tries to caution her against using dark magic, warning her of the toll it takes. But Olena is beyond reason. Her fury has consumed her, and she swears to make every last soldier pay. In that moment, Olena is reborn. Not as the woman she once was, but as a powerful, vengeful witch with nothing left to lose. With a dark incantation, Olena calls upon ancient forces. Her eyes glow with an intense, terrifying light as she summons spirits from the underworld, vowing to hunt down each of Andrei's killers. From here, the story takes on a haunting rhythm, with Olena tracking the soldiers across the forest and into their camps. The soldiers, initially cocky and dismissive, are unaware of the storm brewing against them. The first soldier falls prey to her magic in a way that's nothing short of terrifying. As he sits around a fire, laughing with his comrades, he suddenly clutches his chest. He feels as though his heart is being torn apart from the inside. His friends are baffled, watching as he writhes in agony, coughing and gasping for air until he finally collapses, lifeless. The others brush it off as an accident, a random heart attack. But Olena, hidden in the shadows, knows the truth, and she's just getting started. As the soldiers continue their march, Olena's supernatural attacks grow more horrific. In one eerie scene, she creates illusions of Andrei, appearing before the soldiers as a ghostly figure in the dark, his eyes hollow, filled with rage and sorrow. The men panic, firing wildly into the forest, but the bullets are useless against Olena's magic. Fear takes hold of them, and their laughter and arrogance fade, replaced by anxiety and dread. The soldiers start suspecting that something unnatural is haunting them. Whispers spread through their ranks about a witch in the woods. Their leader, a gruff soldier known only as Chief, tries to maintain order, scoffing at the idea of a witch. But even he can't deny the fear creeping in. One by one, the soldiers are picked off, each meeting a gruesome, personalized fate. In a particularly chilling moment, one soldier named Bandos, known for his brutal treatment of locals, starts hearing whispers in his head. The whispers mock him, calling out his crimes and telling him he's marked for death. Desperate, he covers his ears, but the whispers grow louder until they drive him to madness. He stumbles off into the woods, only for Olena to appear, her face expressionless, as she watches him claw at his own skin, screaming in terror until he dies. Her revenge is swift, and it's merciless. Olena's journey brings her face to face with her own humanity, or what's left of it. She's becoming something darker, something that even she can barely recognize. At times, her Aunt Yevdoka appears to her in visions, pleading with her to stop before it's too late, warning her of the toll the darkness will take on her soul. But Olena can't hear her. Her thirst for revenge has consumed her heart, and she pushes on, determined to wipe out every last invader. Meanwhile, the soldiers, once confident, are now terrified, constantly looking over their shoulders. Their conversations shift from bravado to superstition as they talk of curses, witches, and omens. Even Chief begins to unravel, his usual bravado faltering. He orders his men to form tighter circles, convinced it'll protect them. But Olena is relentless. With each death, she grows stronger, her powers feeding off the soldiers' fear. The climax arrives in a haunting scene in a deserted village. The remaining soldiers have holed up, clinging to the idea that they can outlast whatever force is hunting them. As they settle in for the night, the air grows cold, and an unnatural mist rolls through the village. One by one, the men fall silent, sensing something is wrong. They see shadows moving just beyond the firelight, and then silence. Suddenly, Olena appears, a dark silhouette against the moonlit sky, her eyes glowing with deadly intent. Chief confronts her, weapon drawn, but he's powerless against her supernatural strength. She doesn't even flinch as he fires, the bullets passing through her as if she were made of mist. She taunts him, reminding him of the pain he's caused, the lives he's destroyed. His face is pale with terror as she closes in on him. In a final, poetic act of vengeance, she casts a spell that forces him to relive the pain he inflicted on others, feeling every ounce of suffering he caused. It's a slow, agonizing death, and as he finally collapses, Olena feels a sense of grim satisfaction. With her revenge complete, Olena stands alone in the silence. The village is empty, her enemies defeated, but there's no peace in her heart. Yevdoka appears once more, offering words of comfort, but Olena is distant, changed forever by her quest for vengeance. The once warm, loving woman is now a hardened witch, haunted by the darkness she embraced. She's achieved her revenge, but at a price, her own soul. As the story draws to a close, we see Olena walking alone through the forest, her figure fading into the mist. She's avenged Andrei, but she'll never be the same. And as she disappears into the night, we're left with a lingering question. Was the price of vengeance worth the cost? And that, friends, is The Witch, Revenge, a haunting journey of love, loss, and the dark allure of revenge. If you enjoyed this retelling, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories like this one.